Okay, I've got this F.A.B Defense PDC rail with an American Defense Trigicon mini low mount with a primary arms ACS S Gen 2 Cyclops. And I'm going to do a little test fire and make sure this is still holding zero. Earlier on when I was shooting it, I had to click a couple more times. It hasn't backed out anymore since then. I'm gonna shoot again and see where my zero is. And I'm at 50 yards, top of the chevron. It's a 50-yard zero, and it drops after that. It is like hot as shit outside. I may have one a little to the right. Okay, so today I shot the F.A.B defense mount. It's called the PDC. It's like a one piece aluminum, has a little kind of ratchet turn wheel system that tightens bar up, and that puts tension against the back of the spring rod of the AK. So I tightened it down pretty tight. I shot it a couple times. I think the gun I have spray paint and stuff in my gun and it's dirty. So I shot it some and I was able to get like 2 clicks out of it. So I zeroed it, and when I clicked it 2 more times, I had to re-zero it. And now after I re-zeroed it, I think I did that twice, I had no more movement in the gun and the sight, and it maintained zero after that. But I guess the main reason that I did that was as far as putting the F.A.B defense mount on there, I got a side folder, KPYK aluminum stock from Legion USA, and I wanted to be able to use the side folder, so I took my side mount off and I wanted to mount the gun, my red dot on top. So I put that primary arms 1 power Cyclops with the chevron and the Ranger. I sighted that in at 50 yards, and I think the bottom part of the tip of the chevron is like 200, and the bottom part of the chevron is like 300. And really 300, that's about as much accuracy as you're going to get reliably out of an AK. I know some guys have shot out farther. For me, at 300, even with a magnified optic, you're doing pretty good if you're hitting a BC target reliably at 300 or 330 or so yards. So I think it's a good optic for an AK, unless you need some target identification. Now really for IDing a target, even sighting in the gun, like a 1 power is pretty good. But as far as seeing your target, if it's hidden or camo or low light, having a low powered variable optic like a 6 power is really nice. If you're in a situation where you need to ID your target, if you're shooting at somebody, I guess you really do need to do that, unless you're a known good guy, bad guy sides, where anybody ever that's a bad guy. But it's modern environments are maybe a little different than that. So I like that setup. I have another AK with a 1x6 primary arms Raptor on it, and it does add weight, but the ability to be able to see your target, especially moving in brush, low light, that's pretty important. But you can make just as accurate hits with a 1 power Cyclops, but that positive ID might not be there. All right, well, so far I'm pretty happy with this thing. It was hot as all get out today. I sweated my butt off. I got my Cougar shirt from, I think it's Oshkosh Kalash or Oshkosh Kalash, but yeah, I was sweating. You could hear my heart beating in my ear pro, and had sweat dripping in my eyes the whole time. But had a good time. I'm pretty happy with that setup. Right now, I pretty much have the price of another Wasser and accessories or more on my Wasser, because I got mine back when they were 5 something. But I'm gonna try to piece this video together. I wasn't really planning on shooting a video today, but ammo's not cheap, so I'll try to use that wolf wisely, I guess. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it, and if you guys haven't checked out Legion USA, they got a bunch of good AK products. Right now, as far as the stuff coming in from Ukraine, they got a war there, so don't get all butthurt if you can't get the stuff you want. Those people over there are dealing with a lot. You guys know about Russia, so, but Legion, the guy there, he's a good guy, and go check his stuff out. All right, let's go. Be safe. Okay, so a couple little side notes I wanted to make. That spring bar right there that kind of is clipped in right here. You can't use the battle setting on your AK, so I moved it to 300, which is close. I had it sighted in at 25 yards at 1 inch high on the battle setting, but when I move it to 3, it's point of aim, point of impact at 25 yards. So I'm either going to re-zero that or do something so that this is 1 inch high at 25 yards. So back of here, you have a old lefty-loosey, righty-tighty tension thing. You can feel the detents when you tighten that. And I have a bunch of spray paint and gunk back there, but as I was shooting it, had to tighten that twice, and every time you tighten it down more, it does change your point of aim, point of impact. So I think when it's tightened all the way down, it should return to 0 if you tighten it all the way down. But while I was zeroing it, I did have to shoot again, and it was off like maybe 3 or 4 inches at 50 yards. I use this mini ACOG mount from American Defense with a primary arms, the new Cyclops, the 2nd generation. See how it interfaces with the safety. Matches up pretty close. Not a lot of gap there. All right, not sure if I left anything out, but that's it.